Good evening. Welcome to the Conscious Creators Toolbox. I'm trying a little bit slow getting set up tonight. How's everybody doing? It's Thursday, April the 6th, 2023, and 7 o'clock. And it's time for the Conscious Creators Toolbox. We're here every Thursday evening for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, talking about our creativity, those that power and those abilities and those skills that we use to manifest our lives, our realities, make our dreams come true. We manifest because we are creators, like our creator. We're made out of the same stuff that our creator can is made out of, and we can do and create and manifest our realities. That's what we were designed to do. That's what's expected of us by our creator. Creator says when creator created, and if you look at the stories, we know how it goes, and we know that 7 days that creator spent, creating what creator creates and created, and he called it good, and he moved on to day two, take day three, take four, and kind of got down to creating someone or some of us as folk or as children, his created ones, his beings. He created us in the image of our source and our maker, and its own image, out of the same stuff, and gave us, endowed us, and presented to us, and it just gave to us, just because we were his created ones and his children. God created and gave us the same powers and the same abilities that the creator has. And we can do all the things that creator can do. We can create, we can manifest, we can bring into being, into our realities, into our experiences, the things that we desire. That he gave us free will, and on top of all of that, he created all the beautiful nature that we see, and the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees, and just created all of nature. You know, water, the beautiful waterways that we have, some of the beautiful islands that I've had the opportunity to visit. Creator was created by a creator. There is a source. And don't ever think that you just, I don't know, just fell from, I don't know. I don't know where you think you fell from, but I'm here to tell you that you came from a source. You had a start, you had a beginning, and creator, your source, saw fit, and he loved you so very much, or she, or it. I don't know. Somebody told me today that creator was not an entity. I go along with that. I don't know what to call creator. You don't call him an entity. We don't have a correct pronoun for our source, so we call source creator. We call source God. We call source Jehovah. We call Jah. We call Jehovah. We call God, divine, universe. We have all types of titles for things, and it's only man. It's only man that require a name or a title or something to call you. And that's okay, because we were told that, here's your beautiful, your beautiful earth, your beautiful world, man. That's my children, my created ones. So you go name it. So you know what? We good at naming. We are so good at naming that we forget names and rename. Okay. But anyway, we know that God is not a man or flesh and blood person, and a person that has to worry about thinking and deciding and making up a mind. God says, God speaks, and it is. God speaks, and worlds are created, things are unfolding, and they are continuing to. God spoke, and his word keeps on doing what his word, or she, or it, or whatever. I don't know how to say it. I get a little frustrated with myself, because I don't know what to say. I don't know what to call him daddy. Dad did all this, and dad gave us the power, and gave us the he gave it over to us. He put it in our charge. I could say that we're doing okay. I'm not gonna rag on anybody tonight. We're doing the best we can. Gave us that free will, and something somebody said to me today too, that God doesn't punish you for what you do. Of course not. Of course not. It's not. It wasn't in the plan. It was not a necessary thing that God needed to punish us, because what God did And what God is basically the point here is that you punish yourself. If you need punishing, if you do something and it don't turn out right, who gets disappointed? Like God doesn't, I don't, you do something wrong and you get disappointed or you get, you want to get upset with yourself. But he doesn't have to punish us. Why would God give you a free will to do whatever you desire? And then you did it and he smacked you for it. No, God gave you free will. We also have the ability to make sound decisions and good solid decisions. And when we do not, well, they don't work out exactly like we intended them to or wanted them to or thought that they were doing, and then we have to reap the consequences of that. All right. So that's how that free will thing works. Okay. So no, punish us when we make it. It'll be like me giving the keys by my daughter a car, or my children a car, and say, "Here, no, you can't drive it." That doesn't make sense, does it? No, indeed. And again, God is not a man or a mommy like me or a daddy like you or your dad that he should have to worry about whether you know what's going to happen when you drive out the driveway. Drive the car off, doing something that you maybe not supposed to be. God doesn't have to worry about that. He doesn't. God don't worry anyway. That's a man thing. That's a man thing. But anyway, yeah, that's just a nice way for me to start. I started talking and telling you about who your daddy is. And that's a good thing now, because you have a powerful source. You have a source that can do all things, and he loves you so very much that he allows you to do all things as well. Yeah, you can do it like your father can do. And I will tell you, and I will tell you and tell you and tell you, there is only you're only restricted because you're an unrestricted, unlimited, infinite being that lives on and on and on and on and on. Your being does. Your being, that life in you goes on and on. That life in you is energy. Energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transformed into something. But it doesn't die. So that life in you continues on and on. And you're infinite. That means that you are forever, like your father. You go on and on. And you can do all those things that your father can do. And you're only restricted. Your only restriction, your only limitation is the limits that you give your creator, you give your father, you give your maker. That's the limit. So if you believe that your father, our father, my father, your father, our father, can do all things, and there is nothing that your and our father cannot do, then so can you, because you're made out of the same stuff. And your father, our father, God, Jehovah Jah, does not withhold anything from us. Absolutely nothing. He gives it all to us. Anyway, that's what we do with that on Thursday night. I get a chance to kind of share my obsession with you about Father and what he's allowed us and given us. I love to I just love to just brag about it and talk about it, and hopefully it sinks even deeper into myself. So when trouble come, I can say, I know, hey, I know who got my back. But anyway, Thursday's night is Conscious Creators Toolbox, and basically, beside me coming out here and just being the rah-rah team for Jehovah and God and Father and Dad, it's also an opportunity for us to identify our creativity, that part of us that God gave us or endowed to us, and we inherited to be able to walk in the footsteps of our Father and create and manifest our realities and experiences that we want, with the use of all of those tools and all of that creativity. And free will is a part of it. Free will is the creative tool. It's one of your creative powers. Your free will. You get to choose. You get to decide. One of your powers that we kind of take a look at. We pull one of those tools out of the toolbox every Thursday, and we take a look at it. Just to rattle off some of them, of course, free will would be one. Your belief system, your beliefs, your faith, your thoughts, the words that you speak. Father spoke. Father spoke. He said, and it was. He said, and it was. And it is, because it don't stop. It's still doing what it does. God said, let there be light, and it's still light. It's that light. God said, separate the skies. They have, yes, it's still separated. The speed of separate the waters, but they make some dry land. It's still some dry land. It bubbles up sometimes, it overfloods, but it's some dry land. Yeah. God said, let's put the birds in the air. The birds are still flying. Yeah, they are. They're flying. Everything, and it's going to continue to do, and it keeps unfolding. And you know something? I'm learning today that there are some things that God said that we haven't quite digested or got an understanding enough about to be able to recognize it yet. You know, well, maybe got some whispers, because everything that is to be created is created, and He did it in those 7 days, and it's up to us to experience all of that creativity, all of that nature, all of every wonderful and awesome thing that God created for us to experience. And sometimes we have to grow into experiencing them. We have to grow up. In the United States, you have to be 16 to drive a car. So maybe if we have to evolve a few more thousands and thousands of years before we can experience some of the other wonderful things that God has created for us to evolve into the opportunity of experiencing. I'm getting a little deep here. I know I'm getting off there. But anyway, Thursdays is just Conscious Creators Toolbox. And it's an opportunity to look at your creativity, your power to create your experience, your reality, uh, your life. And like I said, you've got your beliefs, your thoughts, your words, your behavior, your feelings, emotions, all of those things you use, your intentions, your heart's desires, those things. We talked about desire last month. And we take a look at those. We take them out of the toolbox. And imagination. Yeah, imagination. We take a look at all of those things, and I could go on. The list goes on and on. Maybe I should post a list of some of them. And you probably know what they are. And I will say that if there is something about your creativity or who you are, and having an understanding of who you are and how to use those powers and those tools, drop me a note. Say, suggest, make some suggestions. I'd love to, you know, to take a look at, uh, to help you, to help identify them. Because the more I look at, the more I research, and the more I look at each one of all of our powers, and I've gone over them several times in the past 3 years. This is our third year actually presenting and doing this toolbox session. We started a few years back, and so I've looked at quite a few of them a few times. But I tell you what, absolutely every time I take a tool out and I get a closer look at it, examining it, and being up close with it, I find out something more about it that I didn't know before. And it just dawned on me a few days ago when I was talking with a client, do some life coaching too a little bit as a pastime hobby. I love to do that. Talking about some of our powers, and it dawned on me that probably one of the reasons that every time we look at our creative power of thought, and our creative power of emotions and feelings, we learn a little bit more and more and more about that particular power, that particular attribute, or that particular feature of ours, because it's evolving. It's evolving too. Those powers that we have, they evolve. So that's why it's so important to know yourself. Know thyself. To know yourself is to really get a really good close look at the process, or the just creation, because all kind of things are hidden inside of us, inside of our consciousness and our awareness, that it has to bubble up sometime to the surface, or a need has to be presented to in our day to day, to allow us, or to, even to tweak or pique our curiosity to want to even wonder about things. We're natural beings who wonder and think and contemplate and have desires and have wishes and wants and needs and things. And that's going to always be. As long as we are natural human beings, we're going to have needs that's going to evolve. And as we evolve, our needs evolve. As we evolve, our thought process, our belief systems evolve. Things that we used to just believe, we know for sure they are now. But the things that we were just relying on just belief. Life has evolved to the way that it's proven to us. Certain things that we used to believe, just simply believe. So anyway, the Conscious Creators Toolbox is an opportunity to look at your creativity, your creative powers, your creative abilities up close and personal. Get them out of the toolbox, dust them off, shine them, polish them, oil them, whatever it is we need to do with them, but just get to know them so that we can use them. It's nothing worse than trying to use a tool and you don't know how. In fact, someone sent me I think my daughter sent me a TikTok, whatever that TikTok thing. Yeah. And it was this guy. He was checking for a leak in his tire, and he had the bottle of water, and even I know how to do that. You spray it, and you wait and see where you're looking for the hole, and as you spray and you look and see if there's a bubble up here. If you keep turning it and keep spraying and keep turning, keep spraying. But I was looking at it, and the guy that was narrating it, he says, "We're just gonna look. We're just gonna look." And finally, I noticed. I said, there's no air in that tire. It's just the tire. It's not on a rim. It's just sitting there. He's never going to get a bubble coming out of that. So it's nothing worse. There is nothing worse than having a tool and you don't know what the heck you're doing with it. Okay. So that's what we do on Thursday. We look at your creative power so that you won't be spraying the bottle, trying to find a bubble, and you ain't got no air going up in there. Okay. So come and join us on Thursday nights for that. I don't really have a topic this night. All right. I'm just gonna confess. I don't have a topic. So that's why I'm probably just running my mouth. But I would like to share through a few things with you. First of all, I'd like to kind of give you an idea of how I really come up with topics. I know there's tons and tons of creative, it's all kind of stuff about our creativity, about us that we could talk about. And how do I choose? How do I decide? Most times it's usually I shouldn't say most time. Some of the time, it's some suggestions from people that I know. Why don't you talk about such and such thing? Why don't you talk about belief? Why don't you talk about emotions? Or maybe a season is coming up, and like Christmas or holidays, we talk about stress and we talk about fear and things like that. And those are things that that affect our tools, stress and those things. And then that sometimes it's because we don't properly use our tools that we have correctly. So a lot of times that I get suggestions. Most times it's my own curiosity. Like I said, I do some coaching sometimes, and maybe a client will stop me on a question or something, and then I have to stop and scratch my head or say, give me, can I get back to you next our next session? And that gives me an opportunity to start looking at that in that area, because usually we're talking about creativity. My focus with my clients is usually on their creativity. What's in the man? What's stopping me from doing, finishing this book, or going after this job, or just something to polish their ability to manifest the things that they want in their lives. So that's usually my approach in my coaching practice. But they might have a problem that stumps me, that causes me to have to go into, back to the textbook sometime, to meditation or whatever, back under the tree, and wait and see how I can help and get the answer. So that's how I usually get some of the answers, just from life, just from living my life from day to day, week to week, month to month. And suggestions from some of you guys as well. So that's how I do it. And usually I'm fortunate enough that I have spirit guides and support. I have a support system that will help me, kind of weed through and filter through, because there's so much to say about so much, and then you want to know that it's appropriately presented, so that, although that was understandable. I was told a few times that, Jen, you talk over my head, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know, you know, I don't know how to. I'm working on that. I'm working on that because I want it to be digestible. I want it to be understood. Um, but anyway, I am fortunate enough that I do have a pretty powerful house, or a pretty powerful team of spirit guides that I consult with, and that direct me, and coach me, counsel me, teach me, if you would. So, and and of course, we have resources, that's available to you as well. The internet is just, going on and on and on and on. And a lot of people say, well, who's is it reliable? Well, it's reliable. It's going to how what you're looking for and how you're looking. It's a great encyclopedia for me. All right. When I was growing up, I was, the hard copy books or encyclopedias. I love those things. I loved them, and still do. But the internet is like an encyclopedia. It houses information that is real, for real, information that someone wrote or someone documented. I'm pretty I'm pretty, what is it? I'm pretty discriminating when it comes to, you know, receiving information. I mean, I'll listen and I'll hear and I'll, take it, hear it out. But as far as digesting it, and adopting it, it's just something that I really rely on my spiritual guides, and my relationship with my higher power and my higher self, before I start tweaking my belief system. But I'm very open minded. I like to hear it all. Just tell me. I listen. Tell me I listen. But anyway, that's pretty much how I flow with it's usually just my curiosity. I'm piqued for some reason, or someone asks me something that stumps me, and I I go on a scavenger hunt, and I try to get as much understanding and information as I can about it. And I was taught always, always, always that you can tell you you don't have to keep a secret the things that you learn or you get to know, because it's not like you're going to give it away and you're not going to have it anymore. So I was taught that if you learn something that you think that would be useful or helpful to someone else, share it. So that's what I do. I like to share it. I like to share it. So that's how I do. That's how I come up with the topics, the creative powers that we're going to talk about, is through my day-to-day interaction with my network and my communities. Some of you as well. And let's see what else I want to talk about tonight. Da-da-da. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I forgot to say that. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I hope if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will subscribe. I think there's a button on there somewhere that says subscribe. And also leave a comment. There's a thumb up and a thumb down button. Click one or the other and leave a comment. If you do a thumbs down, tell me why. If you do a thumbs up, I'll just say, well, I did okay. But if there's something that you think that I need to share, to know, to understand a little bit better, to be better at presenting information to you about your creativity, feel free to leave that information for me. I know a couple of people want to know, wanted to make it pointed out that you're just not personable enough, Gene. You just need to talk a little bit more about yourself. Well, I'm like, okay, all right. Well, the point is, my point is that I want you to get to know you. Getting to know me is not going to help you get to the depths of you. Okay. So if just because just me telling you about me, it's just, I don't know. It's just knowing something about Gene, but it's not helping you get to the bottom of you. And that's my thing. That's my point by being here, is to get you to direct your focus in your search, in your examination, and get to know. You want to be nosy about somebody, be nosy about you. Just go in there and find out. Know thyself. Know thyself. Know thy gene is not gonna help you a whole lot. Know thyself will help you a ton. So yeah. So but leave me messages, leave me comments if there's anything that you want like for me to talk about other than gene. Uh, you might want to, ask me maybe how you know, how I come up with your suggestions, and I'm gonna say from you. So see, so I'm gonna ask you. Gotta get to know you. Yeah. Anyway, so welcome to our YouTube channel, and I think yeah we do have a Instagram. Somebody called me today and said that we misspelled a word on there, so we ran right over to fix it. Anyway, so we have a YouTube channel, we have an Instagram presence, and of course we have our Facebook page. And I don't think we have TikTok. I think we have Twitter, but I don't know what we're doing with that yet. And we have a website, www. Team Conscious Creators. All right, Team Conscious Creators. I'm gonna start telling you a little bit about that because we are getting ready to do a manifestation workshop, and I think that we're going to record them. They're going to be Zoom events, and they're going to be recorded. And I think that after the particular session, it's going to be 6 sessions. And after the sessions, I believe that we were talking about putting them on our website. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to, if we're going to probably charge an access fee to access them or what, but they will be. So www.teamconsciouscreators.com is our website. So take a look. We have a store there. In fact, we have a couple of things that if you are going to attend the workshop, that we're going to suggest that you pick up and make a part of your manifestation stash, if you would. And that is, we want you to have a journal. If you are planning on being a part of our manifestation workshop, those 6 session workshops is coming up starting the 30th of April. It's called Magic, Miracles, and Manifestation Workshop. And what we are, the team, is the team of several of us are manifesting a 5-day retreat, a retreat in Hawaii, and that's what we're manifesting. Now, you can be a part of that workshop. You do not have to be manifesting the retreat. You don't have to go to Hawaii if you don't want to, but the same steps, the same 6 sessions will apply to whatever you may desire or may be in the process of manifesting. So if you are having problems, or if you're having scratching your head with, I keep doing this and it's not working, I'm not getting what I want, my manifestation, I don't see my manifestation. I keep doing and doing, but I don't. You may want to tune into those. You may want to register. You have to register for all 6 of them, and one at a time, of course. But the first 2 are already available for you to register for them. They will be the last Sunday of the next 6 months, or the next 5 months, 6 counting this month, but the next 6 months, the fourth Sunday at 7:00, an hour and a half session that will be presenting all of the steps for manifestation, for manifesting your dreams, making, deliberately on purpose. Is we're going to show you what you do, because you manifest anyway. You are a manifester anyway. You do it without even thinking. But we want to be deliberate and on purpose manifestors. We want to be masters of our realities and of our lives and our destinies. So we want to manifest on purpose. So these six sessions will show you what you are doing, just not even thinking about it. But we're going to show you so that when you get ready to manifest that trip to Bora Bora, or that trip to the moon, or your next car, or paying off your debt, whatever it is that you want to manifest, then you'll know these are the steps that I'm going to take. So as you're walking through it, you will on purpose and deliberately manifest whatever it is you desire. All right. The first session is on Thursday, on Sunday the 30th, and it's setting your intention. And setting the intention is the very first thing that you do when you are deliberately manifesting. Now, there's some things that happen off the cuff that that caused you to even have a desire, whatever that desire is. It comes from somewhere else. It comes from the ethers, from the, I don't know, up there somewhere. And it comes into you, your being, your consciousness and your awareness. And yeah, I think I want to manifest. Um, it's about time for me to get out of debt. It's time for me to just pay these bills off so I can just, kick back and stop stressing. So it's time. That desire, now that notion came from somewhere, and it came to you, and you caught it, and you decided that's what I want to do. And then you deliberately set an intention to do it. And after that intention is when the ball started rolling. All right. Now, the ball will roll. It'll be a ball like a snowball rolling down a hill, or it could be a ball that you have that's in your your gameplay. It's on your floor. It's on your field. All right. And you're controlling it and you know where it's going. So that's what we're going to be doing. The next 6 sessions, with the manifestation sessions, we're going to go from intention to to all of the other 5 steps. Okay, the other 4 or 5 steps. Let me see if I can rattle them up because I want to get them in order for you. That we're gonna be doing these. Uh, Here we go. We're gonna start with the intention. This first session, that's what it's called. Setting your intention. The second one is visualization and your imagination. Now, uh, uh, you can just kind of guess what visualization of what we're going to be talking about with visualization and manifestation, and we do it anyway. You do it whether you realize that you use your imagination and you start visualizing that object of your manifest, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or you would like to manifest, that you're manifesting. You start visualizing it and you start seeing it in your mind's eye, and you start using your imagination to just create feelings on how wonderful it's gonna be when you're finally out of debt. How you can breathe easy, get rid of that knot out of your stomach, and you can start answering your phone and don't have to, watch the caller ID. So you start imagining and feeling good about it happening to you. So we're gonna show you how you use that, and we're gonna show you how you can keep your focus on that that ball, because it's in the imagination and the visualization ring now. So we got things that you have to do to keep that going. And then the next session, the third session, is focus and identifying limiting beliefs. Okay, sometimes, and I think we talked about this when we talked about desire last week. Sometimes when we decide that we want something, we get the intention, we get everything going, and things are just not going exactly like we expected them to go, or we thought they would go, or whatever. Then we start changing up our intention or changing our mind about that desire or that manifestation. That maybe I don't really want to be totally, maybe I have to just pay off all the big bills first, but no, you want to be debt free. Debt free means you'll have no debt. No, don't be pick and choose. So when I show you how to stay with your original intention, don't let doubt and those obstacles that we call limiting beliefs start creeping in and having you tweak and change and condition your desires and your intentions. So we're going to talk about that in the third session. The fourth session, we're going to talk about, all right, we know it's coming. We know who's got this. We know what a ball is right now. We know that universe, God, Jah, Jehovah, Father, Dad, the man behind the curtain, he's got it. He's handling things. So I'm going to kick back and cruise and just keep on imagining, keep on visualizing, and keep on trusting and believing that any day now is going to be a manifestation that I'm going to start enjoying, because this is already know how I'm going to feel. I already know how it's going to feel. I already know how I'm going to look. I know what people are going to be saying to me. I know. I mean, I just keep knowing that. All right. So you hold on to that. So you keep that, but you release it. You let it go. You don't go open in the oven, and you don't go look trying to find a man behind the curtain. No, you just kick back, do what you got to do. You do your things. You have plenty of things to do. You gotta, no, you don't know. You don't have to help the man behind the curtain do nothing. Let him do it. So we're going to talk about how you release and how you trust God and trust the universe to take care of what the universe can only take care of. That's on the fourth session. The fifth session is when we actually start taking a breath and exhaling and getting ready to receive. And honestly, sometimes the receiving piece could be the trickiest part, because a lot of times we think that we know how to receive, but we really find out in this process, when we start looking at what receiving looks like and feels like and what that state is, we start realizing, maybe I just wasn't ready to receive. So we're going to talk about what that state of receiving is, so we can make sure that when you set that intention, you know that you're going to rest in the receiving. You're going to be resting there, and just in glee and in imagination and in focus and trust until such time as that manifestation comes to you. It's right there for you. And then, of course, the last one, the sixth one, it's a no brainer. It's celebrating. We're going to celebrate that manifestation. We're gonna be ourselves on the beach in Hawaii. All right, that's what we're gonna do. I don't know what your manifestation is, but hopefully you'll look and you'll consider being a part of this workshop. It's like I said, it's a 6 session workshop starting on the 30th, which is the fourth Sunday, the last Sunday of this month. So it'll be the last Sunday of every month following for the next five sessions. Okay, 7 o'clock, and the information for registering for that workshop will be on our YouTube channel. In our on following well in our YouTube channel. It's on in comments and in our YouTube channel, the community section in our YouTube channel. And on our Facebook page, you'll find it on our Facebook page. You'll probably find it on our Instagram platform as well, and our website, www.teamconsciouscreators.com. You can find how to register for those 6 sessions: magic, miracles, and manifestation. Six session manifestation workshop. And I want to, I don't know, I know that on Thursday, on the 30th, we're going to have our session. But I wanted to mention, because I don't think that I had an opportunity to share this with anyone but the attendees that attended our kickoff. And I wanted to kind of remind them of our intention statement. All right, I'm gonna post it. We'll post it too. But I wanted to get it out there and say it every chance I get. Our intention is to manifest an unforgettable experience of personal healing from the inside out, while exploring our senses of adventure and living our life to the fullest, as we enjoy the beautiful nature and culture of Hawaii. That is our intention, Team Conscious Creators, and those folk that are planning to join us on that 5 days retreat in Hawaii. Right? Join us if you would like to fine tune and hone in on your manifestation skills, abilities, and powers. We'd love to have you be a part of that. Thanks for joining me tonight. Let me see. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I would like to say that the team is looking for an astrologer, or astronomer, astrologist, someone that is has a passion for astrology and and the planets and the signs and the houses and those kind of things. We're looking for someone to be a part of our team, and actually would like for them, that person, to consider being a part of the workshop as well, because we wanted to uh, have that service, or that feature, that information available at during our retreat. So if you know of someone who is just love astrology, and that knows all there is to know, or a lot more than we do, more than I do, about the stars and star signs and astrological signs and your horoscope and how to do your charts and how to read the charts, ask him to give us a call. Give me a call. Give me a at You can reach me at info@jeanaaron.com. That's info@jeanaaron.com, and let us know what if you'd like to join our team and help us educate, give us some information and education on astrology. Looking for an astrologist. That's it for tonight. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a conscious one, aware, awakening. I was corrected. My spirit guides over this past week have been correcting me on several things that I've been uh, overstepping myself on. You're not you're not awakened, Jean, because you are in the process of waking. All right, you are evolving. You are you haven't got back home yet. Okay, when you get back home, then it'll be done. But right now, you're awakening. You're in the process of becoming. You are becoming. You are becoming, awakening. You are aware. Hopefully, you become more and more aware as the moments you experience, but you are awakening. So you are awakening, you are aware and becoming more aware, and you are conscious and you are becoming more conscious. Thank you. You're conscious ones, and I am so excited and pleased, and just it's awesome to be one of you. And I love you because God loves you, and God loves you because I love you. And I hopefully you guys are all about love too. All right. Until next week, remember, manifest best. That's the only way to manifest is best. Good night. See you next time.